What's up, sports fans? What's up, wrestling fans? What's up, Mike Tyson fans? Because if you're here, you're probably a Mike Tyson fan like me. Or maybe you're somebody that loathes him. I don't know. But I personally really love Mike Tyson. There's a lot to get out of this clip. First, we're going to talk about Mike Tyson. Then we're going to talk about the Bray Wyatt news, Mick Foley, and a couple other things. But let's get to the Mike Tyson thing real quick because Mike Tyson has been in the news he seemingly is harassed and attacked on a just frequent level all the time, and I'm sure it's been this way for years for him. He is an unbelievable monk-like, Zen-like person usually, right? Which is understandable, but in this case, in this instance, Mike Tyson has had enough, and he's gonna go. Boom, boom, boom. Mike Tyson, lefts and rights, lefts and rights. And to his credit, these jabs are definitely, they're not worked punches, but they're definitely like those kind of like they're not. Mike Tyson could do a lot worse to you. You know what I mean? Like you can tell Tyson's like, let me just give you this shit a little bit. You know, that's what that is. That's a guy who could kill you, and it looks like he's just sort of giving the guy these short jabs and palm strikes. And I mean, at one point I saw his arm going, it looks like a palm strike. So he's kind of like tossing the guy around a bit, roughing him down. You know, I don't know, but the guy did get busted open, at one point. Imagine you're on a flight and all of a sudden you see Mike Tyson and he's beating the shit out of some guy. TMZ has all this story. Probably go over there and look at TMZ.com. TMZ Sports. Here's a little bit of the guy. See the cuts on his head here? These are like scratches, I think. Now, I'm worried that I hope Mike Tyson doesn't get in trouble for this. The best thing that I can think that comes out of this is that this guy's a Tyson fan, and when he sobers up, he's like, "Oh, I was an idiot," and he like apologizes to Mike Tyson, and maybe even like Tyson's people are like, "Hey, just like be cool to this guy so he doesn't sue you." I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't think that the guy should be able to sue Tyson if he provoked him. That's how I am. But, you can't attack someone for words. We always say that here, right? So if we're going by our own rules, if the guy's just going like, hey, Tyson, you can't just attack somebody. So he could sue Mike Tyson if that's the case. If he didn't start something physically or spit on him, it's going to be hard to prove that if you spit on someone, that's assault, so that could be considered a provoked attack, and you could get away with maybe some fisticuffs off of that, but not for speaking, so this could be trouble. That's what I'm worried about. I love Mike Tyson. But let's think about this. It was just a few months ago that a guy pulled a gun on Mike Tyson, so that's what's crazy about all this. Like, somebody actually got angry at Mike Tyson, and then or got it, he was like joking or something like that. We talked about this on the show. And Mike Tyson, we talked about how cool as a cucumber Mike Tyson was. And we were saying, like, he's been dealing with this for years. He gets it. But look at Tyson here, man. He's so cool. So in this clip, we played it before. He just sits there as this guy pulls a gun on everybody. Mike Tyson's just cool as hell. And then eventually Mike Tyson just gets up and gives him a hug. Like, all right, man. Listen, man, we love you. It's okay. Get out of here. It's time to go now. See, Mike Tyson, hey, come here. Give me a hug, man. Give me a hug, man. Get out of here. It's okay. So there's a lot to take from that clip. I praise Tyson here because I think Tyson did a great job of de-escalating. Like, hey, man, no one's mad at you. Come give me a hug. It's all good. And the guy has a gun. And he created a scene and a problem. And then the guy gets kicked out and leaves. Everything's cool. Mike Tyson could have been like, nah, fuck you. And then maybe the guy pulls the gun out again. I don't know. So great job by Mike Tyson there. But he attacks the guy on the plane for the antagonization, whatever. So very strange. So there'll be a few people that say, oh, it's because he's racist. He hates white people, so he beat the white guy up. No, man. Do you know how many annoying white people have gone up to Mike Tyson over the years and been like, oh, my God. And he's just like, cool, man, it's all good, whatever. I love you too, whatever. It has nothing. I don't think it has anything to do with that. That's a funny joke. Guy with the gun gets a hug. Guy on the plane gets his face punched in. No, I don't think it's that. But what's interesting is how you act, too, with a guy who has a gun. See, so guns really do work, guys. Guns really do work, right? Power actually does work. When you have a gun, Mike Tyson is like, all right, better just give the guy a hug and tell the guy, all right, sweetheart, it's all good, man, what's up? But when a guy's on a plane, he doesn't have a gun, you beat the shit out of him. It's kind of like when you get a weak president versus a strong president. See? So guns really do work. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a gun person, but I'm just saying this kind of shows you, like, hey, if someone has a gun, you're not gonna do shit. You know what I mean? When Trump is president, Putin isn't invading Ukraine. When Biden's president, Putin's like, yeah, what are they gonna do? Let's fucking go. Anyway, maybe that's real, maybe that's true, maybe that's not. But something to think about. You know what I mean? Just throwing it all out there. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't like guns myself. I don't have one. Let's move on to the other news. But anyway, Mike Tyson, let me know down below. What do you think? Will he be sued? Do you think he was right, wrong, whatever? I thought with Mike Tyson, I feel like, I know this is wrong. This isn't the right way to think. But, hey, man, in my opinion, you're guilty until proven innocent when it comes to Mike Tyson. Because I love Mike Tyson. You're guilty until proven innocent. But it looks like Mike Tyson could be doing could be defending himself here. It's unknown what Bray Wyatt's next move is, writes Eric Mutter on Mutter. His name is Mother in German. That's crazy. Eric Mutter on WrestlingInc.com. But earlier on Twitter, Bray Wyatt took to Twitter, and this is what I saw in here that sparked this. He tweeted some weird stuff. Yesterday we had talked about how Bray Wyatt had a large asking price, and I speculated that could be the reason why he's not signed by anybody yet. He wants the Jon Moxley $6 million from AEW. They're not doing that anymore. WWE wants to give him less money at $1 to $3 million, and he doesn't want to do that anymore. And Vince McMahon isn't happy with him creatively. So none of this adds up to good for him, really, unless he wants to come in somewhere for $1 million. But now he tweeted out, I do think it's true that he who makes a beast of himself gets rid of pain of being a man. Rid of the pain of being a man. And then he wrote, but. I don't know what these mean. Cryptic, weird stuff. People have been saying that. You should have gone with Wyndham 666. But then again, maybe Wyndham 666 is taken. New Twitter account looking thing. What does it mean? Is something about to finally happen? Is that what this means? Is something finally on its way? Is Bray Wyatt done acting and ready to go somewhere? Has it been about the money this whole time or not? Maybe it hasn't. I don't know. But what I do know is we need your support on the Joe Cronin Show. I need your support. I'm asking for your help. If you can, support this video by leaving a super thanks down below, and I will pin the top one to the top. Please leave comments. I'm going to be skimming through yesterday's video and the videos from a couple of days ago, and then I'm going to be making one big video in response to some of those comments, and that's coming potentially today or tomorrow, so think about doing that down below. And I also want to shout out to the people that signed up on Patreon, to Max100, who became a $5 patron. Max, thank you, dude. You're the man. The producers list is coming out again tomorrow, too. If you're a $25 producer of the show, it's coming out tomorrow, and the list will be readjusted down below. If you are a producer of the Joe Cronin Show, you will get your name in the producers list down below and on the fact sheet as well. Thank you to Six for being back again. Six has always been a beast, man. Looks like he's not a producer anymore, but he is still a $10 VIP. Thank you, 6535. Beastska. It's a Beastska. He became a $5 patron as well. Thank you. Almost butchered that. Mick Foley revealed his most painful moment ever, I guess, in wrestling, and it had something to do with was most painful was a torn abdominal muscle, he says. I was ashamed when I found out I hadn't broken my pelvis, because that's the way it felt to me. So Mick Foley talks about his most painful injury being an abdominal muscle. I imagine your abdominal muscle, any movement at all, you'd be like, ugh. So I could see that being the situation. That's crazy. Mick Foley added his final injury, which he suffered during a barbed wire death match in Japan. This was a situation where former WWE champion was fortunate because he almost lost both of his pinkies. That'd be terrible. I don't know where that podcast is. I'm trying to find it. But I want to thank, Wrestling Inc. for transcribing it and doing the work over there on their website. And whoever did it, it's on the list under. It's Dr. Bo Hightower's YouTube channel that he was on where he discussed this. I was looking to grab audio clips of it, but I couldn't find the audio clips. And this is the guy, if you don't know what I'm talking about, is the guy who like bangs on your back with a hammer and bangs all over you with a fucking hammer. He's done Mark Henry recently, Mick Foley, and a few other people, but he's done a lot of wrestlers. It's a good time. I find it weird and bizarre. I get the gimmick. I just like a podcast. You know what I mean? I don't know, the weird banging, like Mick Foley's like, the wrestlers are telling a story. They're like, yeah, that was when I broke my neck and I as he's like hammering on them and he's like gun 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 gun, and they're like, yeah, ooh, that hurt. Did you feel that? Yeah, wait till this happens. Yeah, so then Vince McMahon told me, and it's like, I don't know, I find it awkward and weird. I just like, you know what? I would pay the guy $2 a month if he took the audio of the podcast when he's hammering people and took out all the hammering parts, all the parts where he spoke, and then all the parts where like the wrestler was making a groaning noise or a weird noise like, like, because it's so weird. I'm like, am I watching two guys fuck? What is this? Anyway, I'm Joe Cronin. This is the Joe Cronin Show. What do you guys think about all this? Go, Mike Tyson. We love you. You want to fuck with me? I fucking eat your children. I break their legs off. I cut your fucking children's toes off, and then I eat them in front of your wife. I'm losing my voice if you can't tell, by the way. Thank you guys for being here. Continue watching my videos and hit the like button. Please stick the thumb directly up my ass. And don't forget to leave a super thanks if you can, or paypal.me/Joe Cronin Show if you want to keep my shows going, and patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. It's Thursday. I hope you guys have a good one. I'll be back with more, certainly. But most importantly, leave a like. Share this to everywhere you can, man. If you can have the power to share this video to friends, family, your Facebook, everywhere, do it. And tell them to subscribe to this show. If you want more sports content, wrestling related or non-wrestling related, let me know. I'll bring it on. Sorry to all you Nets fans out there, but suck me off, Kyrie Irving. How about that, brother? How about last night? How about game 2? Kyrie, you prick. I'll see you tomorrow. But I do respect the hell out of Kyrie for saying, I'm not taking the shot. I give it to him for standing up for himself. I mean, not that I'm against it. I'm just saying I appreciate someone who stands up for themselves. You know what I mean? Against being mandated over something. So give him props for that. But, from everything else, nah, sorry, Kyrie. I have to pee on you if I ever see you. I'm out.